Hi, I am VN Patil, the founder, president, and the principal of KVV Samitis Sri N.V. Patil Memorial PU College, Vijaypur. I welcome you to my video class. In today's class, we will discuss some important questions on work, power, and energy. Let us take the first question. A particle which is experiencing a force given by F equal to 3I minus 12J undergoes a displacement of D equal to 4I. If the particle had a kinetic energy of 3 joule at the beginning of the displacement, what is its kinetic energy at the end of the displacement? The options are first one 9J, second one 12J, third one 10J, and fourth one 15J. Here, a force of 3I minus 12J is acting on a body and produces a displacement of 4I. If the initial kinetic energy is 3J, then what is its final kinetic energy? This is the question. Okay. So here force and displacement are given. So we can find work done. So work done is equal to force into F dot S or F dot D. So here force is 3I minus 12J dot displacement is 4I. Now multiply this. 3 into 4, 12. 12 I dot I is 1. So 12. Then minus 12 J dot I will become 0. So work done is equal to W joule. Now according to work energy theorem, change in kinetic energy is equal to work done. This is work energy theorem. Okay. So here change in kinetic energy is EF minus EI is equal to work done. Work done is 12. Therefore, final kinetic energy is equal to EI plus 12. So EI, initial kinetic energy is 3 joule plus 12 joule, that is equal to 15 joule is the answer. Let us take the second question. A force acts on a 2 kg object so that its position is given as a function of time as x equal to 3t square plus 5. What is the work done by this force in first 5 seconds? The options are first one 850 joule, second one 950 joule, third one 875 joule, and fourth one 900 joule. A force is acting on a body of mass 2 kg and the position of the body at any time is given by x equal to 3t square plus 5. Then what is the work done in first 5 seconds? This is the question. Okay. So here the position of the particle at any time is given. X is equal to 3t square plus 5. Therefore we can find velocity. Velocity is the rate of change of position. So dx by dt. So differentiation of this 60 and differentiation of 5 is 0. So this is the velocity of the particle at any time t. So here velocity of the particle at t equal to 0 will be how much? So here velocity at any time is given by 60. So at t equal to 0 means here we substitute t equal to 0, then velocity becomes 0. Then what is the velocity at t is equal to 5 seconds. So here we will substitute t equal to 5, then we get 30 meter per second. Okay. So this is initial velocity and this is final velocity. Now we have to find the work done. So we know that according to work energy theorem, work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. Work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. So change in kinetic energy is equal to final kinetic energy, that is 1 by 2 mv square minus initial kinetic energy. Here initial speed is 0, so initial kinetic energy will be 0. So 1 by 2, here m is given, m is how much? 2 kg, and v at t equal to 5 seconds is 30. So its square is 900. Now 2 gets cancelled, then we get 900 joule. Therefore work done is equal to 900 joules.
Next question. A block of mass m is kept on a platform which starts from rest with constant acceleration g by 2 upward as shown in the figure. Work done by the normal reaction on block in time t is, the options are, first one minus mg square t square by 8, second one mg square t square by 8, third one 0, fourth one 3 mg square t square by 8.
A body of mass m is kept on a platform which moves upwards with a constant acceleration g by 2 starting from rest. Then what is the work done by normal reaction on the body? That is the question. So here the normal reaction will be acting vertically upwards and weight of the body is acting vertically downwards. This is weight of the body. So here this body is moving upward means the force acting on that body can be written as F is equal to m into A. But here acceleration of the body is g by 2. Therefore, I will write g by 2 here. I will write A equal to g by 2. Then mg by 2. This is force acting on the body. But from the figure, we can see that there are two forces acting on the body. One is normal reaction and another one is mg. Therefore, resultant force acting on the body will be N minus mg. Okay. So, therefore, we can write N is equal to, I will bring this mg to the left side. Then this minus mg becomes plus mg. So, we get mg by 2 plus mg. That is equal to 3 mg by 2. Mg by 2 plus mg is 3 mg by 2. Now the question is, what is the work done by the normal reaction? Work done is equal to force into displacement. Here force is N, but what is displacement? So we will find displacement. For that we use the formula x equal to v naught t plus half at square. Okay, half at square. So here v naught initial speed is 0. Therefore this term becomes 0. Then 1 by 2 and acceleration is g by 2. So g by 2 into t square. So we get gt square by 4. This is displacement. Therefore now work done. Work done is equal to force into displacement. So force is 3 mg by 2 into displacement is gt square by 4. Now you simplify this. So if you simplify this, we will get 3 mg square t square divided by 8. 3 mg square t square divided by 8. This is the work done on the body.
Next question. A particle moves in one dimension from rest under the influence of a force that varies with the distance traveled by the particle as shown in the figure. The kinetic energy of the particle after it has traveled 3 meter is, first one 4j, second 2.5j, third 6.5j, 4 5j.
Here force and displacement graph is given. The question is, what is the change in kinetic energy when the body travels 3 meter? You know that area under force displacement graph gives work done. So work done is equal to area under this graph. Area under this graph means this is the graph. So area under this graph will be area of this rectangle plus area of this trapezium. So here area of the rectangle is length into breadth. So length is 2 and the breadth is also 2 plus area of this trapezium. Area of this trapezium. You know that area of the trapezium is given by 1 by 2 sum of the parallel sides. These are parallel sides. So the height of this side is 2 units plus length of this side is 3 units into height of the trapezium. Height, this one, it is 1 unit. Now simplify this. 2 into 2, 4, plus here 5 by 2 is 2.5, so 4 plus 2.5 is 6.5 joule. This is work done. The question is, what is the change in kinetic energy? But according to work energy theorem, change in kinetic energy is equal to work done. Therefore, change in kinetic energy is equal to work done is equal to 6.5 joule. This is the answer.
The next question. A uniform cable of mass m and length L is placed on a horizontal surface such that its 1 by nth part is hanging below the edge of the surface. To lift the hanging part of the cable up to the surface, the work done should be. The options are 1 mgl by 2n square, 2 mgl by n square, 3 2 mgl by n square, 4 n mgl.
It is given that a uniform wire of mass m and length L is placed on a horizontal surface. Suppose this is a horizontal surface. Okay. Here on this surface, a wire of length L is placed such that 1 by nth part of this cable, 1 by nth part of this cable is below the surface. So suppose this is the surface. So this is the cable. The length of the cable below the surface is 1 by nth time of length. So here total length is L. So below this surface it will be L by n. Okay. So here then what is the mass of this part? It is a uniform wire. So mass is also m by n. Mass of this part, the part of the cable below the surface is m by n, and length of the cable below the surface is L by n. Now the question is, what is the work done in lifting this cable to the top of the surface? Okay. Yes. So here, work done is equal to, we can write change in potential energy. Okay. So potential energy is equal to what? mgh. So here mass of this cable is m by n into g, and into height. Height is how much? L by n. So this will be mgl by n square. Therefore, work done in lifting this cable is mgl by n square.
Next question. A person of mass m is sitting on a swing of length L and swinging with an angular amplitude theta naught. If the person stands up when the swing passes through its lowest point, the work done by him, assuming that his center of mass moves by a distance L, is close to. The options are 1 mgl 1 minus theta naught square, 2 mgl 1 plus theta naught square, 3 mgl, 4 mgl into bracket 1 plus theta naught square by 2.
It is given that a person of mass m is sitting on a swing of length L. The question is, when the swing comes to the lowest point, if the person stands up, then what is the work done by the person? Okay. So here we will apply the law of conservation of angular momentum. So according to the law of conservation of angular momentum, we can write m v naught L. Here v naught, m is mass of the person, v naught is the velocity of the person while sitting, and L is length of the swing, is equal to m v1 L minus L. Here v1 is the velocity of the person and he stands up. Here we write L minus L because in the problem it is given that when the person stands up, his center of mass rises by L. Therefore, effective length of the swing becomes L minus L. Now here m gets cancelled then we can write V1 is equal to V naught L divided by L minus L. Now we apply work energy theorem. According to work energy theorem, work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. So here total work done can be written as Wg plus Wp. Here Wg is work done against the gravitational force and Wp is work done by the person is equal to change in kinetic energy. That is kinetic energy when the person is sitting, that is 1 by 2 mv square, minus kinetic energy when the person stands up, that is 1 by 2 m v1 square. Now here Wg can be written as minus mgl and Wp we have to find out. I will write it as it is. Then this is equal to 1 by 2 m v naught square minus 1 by 2 m. Here v1 I will substitute this. Then we will get v naught l by l minus l square. That is equal to 1 by 2 m v naught square can be taken as common. Then this becomes 1. Then here minus l by l minus l. So that is equal to 1 by 2 m v naught square. I will take reciprocal of this. Then it becomes l minus l divided by l. When I take reciprocal, it becomes minus 2. That is equal to 1 by 2 m v naught square 1 minus, here you can write this as l by l is 1 minus l by l raised to minus 2. That is equal to 1 by 2 m v naught square 1 minus. So here we can expand this using binomial theorem. Then this, we neglect the higher powers of L by L because it is given that this small l is very much smaller than capital L. Therefore this term can be neglected. Then we get 1 minus 2L by L. So I will write the next step here. This is equal to 1 by 2 m v naught square. Here plus 1 minus 1 gets cancelled and we will get 2L by L. Now here 2 gets cancelled. Then we write m v naught square L divided by L. So here v naught is maximum speed and maximum speed can be written as omega into a, where omega is angular speed and a is amplitude. So angular speed is given by root g by L. So you have learned this in oscillation chapter. So omega is equal to root g by L and a can be written as theta naught into L. So that is equal to, here root L and here root L gets cancelled, then we get square root of GL into theta. I will substitute this V naught here. Then then minus MGL, this side it is minus MGL plus WP is equal to M. In place of V naught I will write this. So its square is GL theta square into L by L. Therefore work done by the person WP, I will send this minus MGL to the right side, then it becomes plus MGL. So plus MGL and here it is plus LL gets cancelled, then we get mgl theta square. Now we will take mgl common here, mgl common, then 1 plus theta square. So this is the work done by the person and this is the answer.
Now the last question of today's video. A spring whose unstretched length is L has a force constant K. The spring is cut into two pieces of unstretched lengths L1 and L2, where L1 equal to NL2 and N is an integer. The ratio K1 by K2 of the corresponding force constants K1 and K2 will be. The options are first one N, second one 1 by N square, third one 1 by N, fourth one N square.
It is given that the spring of length L is cut into two pieces of length L1 and L2. So we can write L is equal to L1 plus L2. It is also given that L1 is equal to N L2. Therefore, I will put this L1 equal to N L2 in this equation. Then here we can write N L2 plus L2. Here I will take N common, then it becomes L2 plus, sorry, we can take L2 common, then it becomes N plus 1. Therefore, L2 is equal to L divided by N plus 1. And L1 can be written as L1 is equal to N L2. So here in place of L2, I will write this. Then we get NL divided by N plus 1. Now we know that force, restoring force developed in the spring is given by F is equal to minus KL, where K is force constant. So this implies K is inversely proportional to length. Therefore, we can write K1 by K2 is equal to L2 by L1, because K1 is inversely proportional to L2 and K2 is inversely proportional to L2. So that is equal to, now here L2 is L by N plus 1 and L1 is NL divided by N plus 1. Now here N plus 1 gets cancelled, then LL gets cancelled, we get 1 by N. So the ratio of force constants is 1 by N.
I hope this video was useful to you. Please like it, share it and subscribe it to get notification of next video.